Hello, my name is Harry Stillerman. I'm a student in the Lenoir-Rhyne University EDU 620 class. This evening I'm pleased to give you a presentation on ethical leadership. The idea of ethics is not a new topic of conversation. Ethics takes its roots from the Greek days of Aristotle and Plato. The word ethics derives from the word ethos, which means character, conduct, or customs. Today, when we talk about ethics, we're referring to an established standard of good. When we talk about morality, we talk about the process of carrying out that standard. The little cartoon on the right is a humorous illustration of the differences between ethics and morality. Ethics help us take pause to look at the actions we use when we lead others to determine if they're appropriate or not. They also help us question whether the actions our leaders take are meeting the standard of good we've set for ourselves. Ethics help us provide guidelines. They help us to determine whether we're right or wrong, or whether we're using good or bad concepts in any given particular situation. Above all, ethics help us understand what it means to be morally decent. At its core, ethics are concerned with what leaders do and who leaders are. It's important for us to look at ethical issues because they are implicitly or explicitly involved in every decision that a leader makes. Leaders must choose and respond to each situation they face based on their own unique set of ethics. Ethical theories of leadership fall into two broad categories: theories of character and theories of conduct. Theories of character include virtue-based theories. Theories of conduct include deontological theories and teleological theories. The deontological approach is derived from deos, a Greek word meaning duty. It argues that whether or not an action is ethical depends not only on its outcome, but also whether the action, behavior, or conduct is in itself inherently good. The teleological theories are concerned with the outcome of a given decision, and virtue-based theories focus on concepts and deontological theory is rooted in the deontological approach is derived from deos, a Greek word meaning duty. In this theory, one argues that whether or not an action is ethical depends not only on its outcome, but also on whether the action, behavior, or conduct is itself inherently good. Teleological theories are concerned with the outcome of a given decision. In virtue-based theories, a leader's best action is always based on focusing on concepts and characteristics that are most valued. Deontology theories state that decisions should always be made based on existing rules, codes, and laws. In deontology, rules and principles are the most important thing to follow. If rules are unjust, leaders work to change rules under proper structure while still enforcing the rules until changed. An example of deontology is telling the truth, keeping promises, being fair, and respecting others. At the community college level, an example of deontology might be a community college leader that makes decisions based solely on institutional policies. There are three teleological theories: egoism, utilitarianism, and altruism. Teleological theories focus on how a leader can best achieve a positive outcome or result. Egoism is focused on how a leader can best improve themselves. In egoism, the leader is focused on creating an agenda that lets them improve their advancement, improve their power, improve their development, and improve their career. An example of egoism occurs with an ambitious politician who flip-flops positions to achieve the votes of his constituents. Utilitarianism occurs when the leader is focused on creating the greatest good for the most amount of people. This often occurs when scarce resources are available. The leader chooses to help as many people as possible. An example of this that's probably relevant to most of us is the performance-based model for community college funding. Altruism. Altruism focuses on what is in the best interest of others, oftentimes to the detriment of the leader themselves. An example of altruism would be Mother Teresa. Virtues are defined as characteristics and concepts for which leaders and their followers cannot do without. Examples of virtues are justice, equity, honesty, and integrity. Axiology is a theory that states the best course of action for a leader is the one that maximizes an organization's virtues. For community colleges, those virtues could be such things as diversity, community, honesty, and good judgment. Ethics is central to leadership because of the nature of the relationship between leaders and followers. Leaders have influence over followers. Leaders have power and control over followers. Leaders have to be sensitive to followers' needs and interests. And leaders have to establish and enforce organizational values. The personal values of leaders determine what kind of ethical climate will develop in their organizations. Heifetz and Burns both offer perspectives that show the close relationship that ethics and leaderships have with one another. Heifetz's perspective looks at how leaders help followers confront conflicting values and how they can affect change. Heifetz emphasized that conflict and the responsibility of leaders to assist followers in dealing with conflict and affecting change that comes from conflict. For Heifetz, the paramount responsibility of leaders is to create a work environment that is characterized by both empathy, trust, and nurturance, and helps followers to change and grow when faced with difficult situations. Burns' perspective includes transformational leadership, which focuses on the morals and values that help move followers to achieve goals. Burns argued that the interaction of leaders and followers should raise the ethical behavior and character of both. Leaders would do this by assisting followers to emphasize values such as equality, justice, and liberty. There are 5 principles that are believed to lead to the development of ethical leadership. The first is respect for others. Ethical leaders treat others with dignity and respect. This means that they treat people as ends in themselves rather than a means to their own ends. The second is service to others. Ethical leaders serve others. They behave in an altruistic fashion as opposed to behaving in a way that is based on ethical egoism. The third is justice for others. Ethical leaders ensure that justice and fairness are central parts of their decision-making. This means treating all subordinates in very similar ways, except when there is a very clear need for differential treatment. Honesty towards others. Ethical leadership requires honesty. Dishonesty destroys trust, a critical characteristic of any leadership-follower relationship. And the last one is building community with others. Ethical leaders build community with others. This is a crucial step because leadership is about influencing achievers to achieve a common goal. Nordhaus suggests that each of us can improve our ethical leadership skills if we ask ourselves the following questions on a daily basis. Is this the right thing and fair thing to do? Is this what a good person would do? Am I respectful to others? Do I treat others generously? Am I honest toward others? And am I serving the community? Ethical leadership theories present both strengths and weaknesses. Ethical leadership theories provide research on ethical issues and direction on how to practice ethical leadership. They suggest that ethics should be considered as an integral part to the broader domain of leadership. They also highlight principles and virtues that are important in ethical leadership development. Their weaknesses include that they lack a strong body of traditional research. Ethical theories are descriptive and anecdotal in nature, and they're influenced by personal opinion and a particular worldview. There's a wealth of information available on ethical leadership theories. Attached are some additional resources you can peruse to learn more about ethical leadership. I encourage you to visit these websites and to spend time getting to know more about ethical leadership. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for your time and attention.